Chapter 1, Introduction to Creating Your Own Products. Why creating your own products is a great idea. Creating your own products offers a world of opportunities, making it a fantastic choice for anyone looking to break free from the conventional 9-to-5 grind. One of the most compelling reasons to create your own products is financial independence. When you build and sell a product, you hold the power to generate income on your terms. Whether you're starting small or aiming for a larger business, the potential to earn while doing something you're passionate about is a key motivator. In addition to financial freedom, creating your own products unlocks a world of creativity. You have complete control over the design, features, and functionality of the product. This creativity is what separates your product from the rest of the market, allowing you to put your unique stamp on everything from its form to its purpose. It's an exciting opportunity to solve problems or offer something that doesn't exist yet, making a tangible impact on the lives of others. Moreover, creating a product allows you to build your own brand. This is not just about selling a physical item, it's about establishing a business identity that represents your values and connects with customers on a deeper level. Branding helps establish trust and loyalty, ensuring that your product resonates with your target audience. In a world flooded with generic options, strong branding is what can turn a simple product into a lasting business. The journey of product creation. The journey of product creation can be broken down into clear stages, each one essential in taking your product from idea to market. The process typically begins with idea generation, coming up with a concept that fills a need or solves a problem. Once you have your idea, the next step is validation, testing whether the market is ready for it. This could involve customer surveys, focus groups, or small-scale prototypes. After validation, the focus shifts to design and development, turning your idea into a physical product. This stage involves selecting materials, manufacturing options, and perfecting the product's usability. Once the product is ready, marketing becomes key to getting it in front of your ideal audience, followed by launching and selling it through appropriate channels, such as e-commerce platforms or retail outlets. Finally, once your product is on the market, the goal shifts to scaling, expanding your reach, increasing sales, and possibly even adding more products to your brand. This entire journey requires careful planning and action, but the rewards of turning an idea into a successful product are worth it. Who can create their own products? The best part about creating your own products is that anyone can do it. Whether you have a background in design, technology, or a completely different field, the ability to create something unique is open to all. What matters most is having a passion, a skill, or creativity to bring your ideas to life. If you've ever thought about making something that solves a problem or brings joy to others, you have the foundation for product creation. The process is more accessible than ever, thanks to online resources, affordable manufacturing options, and platforms that can help you reach customers. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a hobbyist, or someone with a creative spark, you have everything you need to start making your own market needs today. Identifying market gaps. Before diving into creating your product, it's essential to understand the market you're entering. One of the first steps in product creation is identifying market gaps, areas where customer needs are not being fully met. This can involve identifying inefficiencies in existing products or spotting emerging trends that are not yet widely addressed. To find market gaps, start by observing your own experiences and frustrations with current products. Are there aspects of certain products that you feel could be improved? Do you notice a trend that others are missing? Additionally, conducting research through surveys, focus groups, and online forums can give you a sense of what potential customers are looking for. Engaging directly with your target audience ensures that your product solves a real problem. Researching trends and consumer preferences. Once you've identified a market gap, the next step is to research current trends and consumer preferences. Understanding what is popular and why helps you tailor your product to meet the demands of the market. You can do this by studying industry reports, competitor products, and social media conversations. Analyzing trends also involves understanding customer behavior, such as what drives their purchase decisions, whether it's sustainability, innovation, or affordability. Tools like Google Trends, social media analytics, and customer feedback can provide valuable insights into what consumers want, helping you fine-tune your product offering. By aligning your product with consumer preferences, you increase the likelihood of its success in the market. Customer feedback. Even before your product hits the shelves, customer feedback is an invaluable resource. By gathering feedback through prototypes, early product testing, or online surveys, you can refine your product to better align with customer expectations. This iterative process helps you identify potential flaws, refine the design, and ensure your product resonates with its intended audience. If possible, connect with potential customers during the development process. Offering them sneak peeks of your product or letting them test early versions can build excitement and provide actionable insights. This kind of feedback loop ensures that you are constantly improving the product and meeting the needs of your audience. It also helps build a loyal customer base even before you officially launch. The importance of market research. Market research is a continuous process, not just a one-time task. As you move through the product creation journey, staying informed about shifting consumer preferences, emerging technologies, and industry developments is key. A deep understanding of the market landscape helps you stay competitive and ensures that your product remains relevant long after launch. Understanding market needs, validating your product, and continuously adapting to customer feedback will provide you with a solid foundation for success in your product creation journey. This careful research will help transform your idea into a product that truly meets the needs of your audience, giving you a strong edge. Product idea generation and validation. Brainstorming ideas. The first step to creating your own product is coming up with an idea. But not just any idea. A product that fills a gap, solves a problem, or meets a need. Brainstorming is the process of generating as many ideas as possible without immediately worrying about feasibility. It's all about creativity and thinking outside the box. Start by looking at common problems that people face in their everyday lives. These can be personal, professional, or even societal issues. Ask yourself questions like, what products do I wish existed? What could be improved in the products I currently use? Are there ways to combine existing ideas into something new? Sometimes the best ideas come from personal experiences, whether it's a tool you wish was easier to use or a gadget you feel could be more efficient. Write down everything that comes to mind, and don't worry if some ideas feel too far-fetched. You'll have time to refine them later. You can also stimulate creativity by looking at existing products and brainstorming how they could be improved. Look at customer reviews for products in the same niche. Are there consistent complaints? Can you solve those issues? Validation techniques. After coming up with a list of ideas, the next crucial step is validating them. It's tempting to fall in love with an idea and start building right away, but validation ensures that you're not wasting time, effort, and money on something that the market doesn't want or need. There are a few ways to validate your ideas. Customer surveys. Create simple surveys or questionnaires and distribute them to your target market. Ask people if they would use the product, how much they would be willing to pay for it, and what features they would prioritize. A focus group is a small group of people from your target demographic who you can gather together to discuss the product. Their feedback can provide deeper insights into the potential market demand and allow you to refine your product concept. Landing pages and pre-sales. Another method of validation is to create a landing page or a website where you present your product idea and offer it for pre-sale or early interest. If people sign up or pre-order, it's a strong indicator that your idea has traction. This can also help raise initial funds for production. Crowdfunding. Platforms like Kickstarter or Indiegogo allow you to present your idea to the public and raise funds. If you hit your funding goal, it's a clear sign there's demand for your product. Plus, crowdfunding helps you gauge interest and get early customer feedback. Validating your product idea before you start manufacturing is essential to avoid the financial risk of creating something that doesn't resonate with the market. Use these techniques to gather data, validate your assumptions, and get a clear sense of whether there's a market for your product. Prototyping. Once your idea is validated, the next step is to create a prototype, a working model of your product. This prototype doesn't need to be perfect, but it should give you a tangible version of your idea that you can test and refine. Depending on the product, prototyping could range from something as simple as a sketch or 3D model to a fully functional version made with real materials. Prototyping allows you to test the functionality and usability of your product, identify any design flaws early in the process, gather feedback from potential customers, make necessary adjustments before moving to full-scale production. If you are creating a physical product, you can use methods like 3D printing or work with a local manufacturer to create an initial batch of prototypes. For digital products or services, prototypes may come in the form of wireframes, mock-ups, or beta versions. Remember, the prototype is an important phase that bridges the gap between conceptualization and production. It's your chance to ensure that your product works as intended and will meet customer expectations. Testing your prototype. After creating your prototype, it's time to test it. This stage involves putting the product through real-world scenarios to assess its functionality and appeal. There are several ways to conduct testing. User testing. Give your prototype to a select group of potential customers and observe how they interact with it. Ask for feedback on ease of use, design, and performance. Product durability. For physical products, ensure that the materials and design hold up over time. You don't want to release a product that breaks or wears out too quickly. Usability testing. Make sure your product is intuitive to use and meets the needs you identified in your market research. Don't be discouraged if your prototype doesn't meet your expectations on the first try. It's common to go through several rounds of testing and refinement before reaching a final product. The goal is to keep improving until you have something that's both functional and desirable. Refining your idea. Once you've tested your prototype and gathered feedback, it's time to refine your product. This may involve adjusting the design, improving the functionality, or even tweaking the materials. This iterative process of testing, receiving feedback, and making changes will result in a product that better meets your customers' needs. Remember, a successful product is not just one that solves a problem. It's one that resonates with your target audience and delivers on its promises. Refining your product through feedback ensures that when you finally launch it, you're offering something your customers truly want and need. By the end of this chapter, you should have a solid understanding of how to generate, validate, and prototype your product ideas. The next phase will focus on taking your refined concept into the world of product design and development. Designing your product. Once you've validated your idea and created a prototype, the next step is designing your product. This is where your vision starts to come to life. Design is about more than just appearance. It's about making sure your product is functional, user-friendly, and capable of fulfilling its purpose. Begin by focusing on the user experience. Ask yourself, how will customers interact with your product? How can you make that experience as intuitive as possible? For example, if you're designing a tech gadget, think about ease of use. How simple is it to set up and operate? If your product is a clothing item, consider comfort and fit. User-centered design is key to ensuring that your product resonates with your target audience. Incorporate aesthetics into your design as well. A product's appearance plays a big role in attracting customers. Think about colors, shapes, and how it will look on the shelves or in photos. A sleek, visually appealing product is more likely to stand out in a crowded market, so don't overlook the importance of making it look good. Use design software to bring your vision to life, especially for physical products. Programs like AutoCAD, SketchUp, or Adobe Illustrator allow you to create detailed, precise designs that can be used for prototyping and manufacturing. If you're not familiar with design tools, consider hiring a professional designer or seeking help from design experts to ensure that your product looks polished and market-ready. Choosing materials and manufacturing methods. Once the design is finalized, you must decide on the materials and manufacturing methods. Choosing materials is a crucial step because it impacts the durability, quality, and cost of your product. Whether you're designing a product made of metal, plastic, fabric, or a combination, Each material has its pros and cons. For example, plastic may be lightweight and inexpensive, but it might not convey the premium quality you want for your brand. On the other hand, materials like stainless steel or high-quality wood might be more expensive, but can elevate your product's overall value and durability. In terms of manufacturing methods, there are various options depending on your product type. If you're creating something simple or small in quantity, you may choose to handcraft your product. However, for larger production runs, you'll need to partner with a manufacturer who can produce your product at scale. You could explore options like injection molding, 3D printing, or CNC machining for precision products. Each manufacturing method comes with different costs, lead times, and production volumes, so it's important to select the one that fits your business model and budget. Another option is outsourcing manufacturing. If you don't have the resources to produce your product in-house, you can work with third-party manufacturers, often overseas. This option allows you to scale production without the need for a large upfront investment. However, it's crucial to ensure that the manufacturer meets your quality standards and delivers on time. Communication and regular inspections are key to ensuring that the manufacturing process goes smoothly. Creating a prototype. Even though you've already created an initial prototype, this next step is about refining your design and making a final prototype that closely resembles the product you plan to sell. This prototype will serve as a model for the final production run, so it needs to meet all the criteria you've set out for your product's functionality, durability, and design. Take time to conduct additional testing on your prototype. You want to ensure that everything works as intended and that it's ready for mass production. This includes checking for any design flaws, functionality issues, and user experience problems that may not have been apparent in earlier prototypes. Once you've completed your final prototype and tested it thoroughly, you're ready to move into production. This step is pivotal in transforming your idea from a concept to a real, tangible product that can be sold to consumers. Testing your prototype. Testing your prototype is a critical phase in product development. Even though it's not the first time you've tested your concept, this stage requires a more thorough and detailed approach. You'll need to consider a range of testing factors. Functionality. Does your product work as expected? Does it fulfill the purpose you designed it for? This is the primary test of any product. Durability. How well does your product hold up over time? For physical products, you should simulate wear and tear to ensure that it can withstand daily use. Usability. Is the product easy for customers to use? Is it intuitive? Get feedback from potential users to ensure the product doesn't require too much effort to understand or operate. Safety. Especially for consumer goods, testing for safety standards is essential. Make sure your product meets any relevant regulations and that it's safe for consumers to use. Testing will likely reveal areas for improvement, and you may need to make tweaks to the design or functionality of your product. It's important to be flexible during this phase. Refining and improving the product will ultimately lead to a better final result. Finally, based on the feedback from testing, make refinements to your design. Whether it's fixing a small issue or improving a feature, this iterative process ensures that your product is as close to perfection as possible before it goes into full-scale production. At this stage, you're also building your brand. A well-designed product that meets customer needs is one of the strongest tools in building a reputable brand. With a solid design, you'll not only attract customers, but also build trust and loyalty that will help you succeed in a competitive market. By the end of this chapter, you should have a complete product ready for the next steps in manufacturing, marketing, and sales. From here, you'll be closer than ever to launching your product into the market and turning your entrepreneurial dreams manufacturing and production. Preparing for production. With your product design refined and tested, the next step is to transition into the manufacturing and production phase. This is where your idea starts to come to life at scale. Preparing for production requires careful planning to ensure efficiency, quality, and cost-effectiveness. The first thing to do is identify the best manufacturing partners. Whether you plan to work with a local manufacturer or source overseas, It's essential to choose a partner that aligns with your quality standards, production timeline, and budget. Research potential manufacturers by looking at their previous work, client reviews, and production capabilities. Conduct interviews or visits to facilities to assess whether they meet your expectations. At this stage, you'll also need to decide on production volume. Will you start small with a limited batch, or will you scale up quickly to meet high demand? Starting with a small batch may be a good way to test the market before committing to larger production runs. On the other hand, a large batch might offer cost savings through economies of scale. Consider your financial capacity, market demand, and storage capabilities when deciding on production volume. Finalizing materials and suppliers. Now that you're ready for mass production, it's time to finalize your materials and suppliers. You've likely sourced raw materials and components during the prototyping phase, but now you must establish reliable suppliers who can provide consistent quality in the quantities you need. Creating a supply chain plan is critical. This includes securing agreements with suppliers, setting up delivery timelines, and establishing quality control measures. Some products may require special materials or components that take longer to source or are more expensive. Plan ahead to avoid production delays and ensure that you can meet your delivery deadlines. Setting up quality control. Quality control, QC, is one of the most important aspects of the manufacturing process. You must ensure that each unit meets your standards before it reaches your customers. Work with your manufacturing partner to establish quality control procedures that focus on testing raw materials, finished products, and packaging. Implementing quality checks during different stages of production helps catch defects early, reducing the risk of faulty products reaching the market. It's important to decide on acceptance criteria. What counts as a pass or fail in terms of product quality, and ensure that every unit is thoroughly inspected before it's shipped out. You may want to conduct regular audits or bring in third-party inspectors to check the quality of your products. This adds an extra layer of assurance that your product will meet the high standards you set. Production time and timeline. Time management is a key factor when it comes to manufacturing. You need to have a production timeline that outlines when each phase of the process will take place. This timeline should include lead times for materials, production time, quality checks, packaging, and shipping. Factor in buffer time to accommodate unexpected delays or setbacks. Be prepared for challenges that can arise, such as production delays or supply chain disruptions. Having contingency plans in place ensures that you can still meet customer expectations even if things don't go exactly as planned. Launching the production run. Once everything is in place, you're ready to launch your production run. This is an exciting milestone in the product creation process, as it signifies the moment when your idea is finally becoming a reality. Stay closely involved during this phase. Even though manufacturing is in full swing, it's important to regularly check in with your production team and suppliers to make sure everything is proceeding smoothly. Monitor the process to ensure that quality is maintained and that there are no hiccups in the production schedule. By the end of this chapter, your product will be in the hands of the manufacturer, and you'll be well on your way to seeing your creation come to life. The next step will be getting your product ready for distribution and ultimately into the branding and packaging. The power of branding. Once your product is ready for market, it's time to focus on branding, the emotional and visual identity of your product and business. Good branding not only tells people what your product is, but also why it matters and who it's for. It's what sets your product apart from competitors and creates a lasting impression in the minds of customers. Your brand includes your product name, logo, color scheme, tagline, and even the tone of your messaging. But more than that, branding is about the story you tell and how your customers feel when they interact with your product. Do you want your brand to feel luxurious, playful, eco-friendly, or tech-savvy? That identity should be consistently reflected across all touchpoints, from packaging to website to social media. Start by clearly defining your brand mission and values. What do you stand for? What problem does your product solve, and why should people care? A strong brand evokes trust, builds customer loyalty, and encourages repeat business. Designing a memorable brand identity. Designing a memorable brand identity involves crafting visuals that represent your product's essence. This includes logo, a simple recognizable logo that reflects your product's personality. Color palette. Choose 2 to 4 colors that evoke the emotion you want your brand to convey. Typography. Select fonts that are clean, professional, and in tune with your brand voice. Imagery style. Use consistent photography or illustration styles across all marketing material. Consistency is key. Use the same visual identity across your website, social media, business cards, and packaging. This makes your brand look professional and easy to recognize. The role of packaging. Packaging is more than just a container. It's a silent salesman. It's often the first physical interaction customers have with your product, and it can significantly influence their buying decision. Effective packaging should protect the product during shipping and handling, communicate the brand clearly, and attract attention on the shelf or online. Include necessary information such as product name, usage instructions, ingredients or materials, and safety information if required. Be eco-friendly if possible. Consumers are increasingly valuing sustainable packaging options. Also, consider the unboxing experience. Unique or thoughtful packaging can make customers feel like they're opening a gift, which increases the chances of them sharing it on social media or recommending your product to others. Creating a cohesive experience. Everything about your branding and packaging should create a cohesive experience that builds trust and emotional connection. Whether you're selling online or in stores, customers should be able to recognize and remember your product instantly. Good branding and packaging don't just support your product, they enhance it. With the right design and message, your product becomes more than just an item. It becomes a part of your customer's lifestyle, setting up your sales channels. Where will you sell your product? Now that your product is designed, manufactured, and beautifully packaged, it's time to put it in front of customers. The next step is choosing the right sales channels. Sales channels are the platforms or locations where your product will be available for purchase. Picking the right channels is key to reaching your target market effectively. You can choose from several options: online marketplaces like Amazon, Etsy, or eBay, your own e-commerce website, retail stores, or local boutiques, pop-up shops or markets, wholesale to other businesses. Each channel has its advantages. Online marketplaces provide instant access to a large audience, but often take a commission. Your own website gives you full control over branding and customer experience. Physical stores provide visibility and personal interaction. Choose one or a mix of channels based on your product type, audience, and business goals. Selling online. Selling online is the most popular method for new product creators because of its low startup cost and wide reach. Start by building your own e-commerce website using platforms like Shopify, WooCommerce, or Wix. These platforms offer customizable templates, secure payment processing, and tools for inventory management. If you're not ready to run your own site, start by listing your product on a marketplace like Amazon or Etsy. These platforms already have millions of customers searching for products every day. Make sure your product listing includes high-quality images, clear, benefit-driven product descriptions, keywords your target customers might search for, positive reviews or testimonials if available. Also, set up secure payment options, shipping logistics, and clear return policies to build trust with your customers. Selling in person. If your product suits a local or tactile shopping experience, like handmade items, foods, or fashion, consider selling in person. This could be at craft fairs or farmers markets, trade shows and expos, pop-up events, local retailers or consignment shops. Selling in person allows customers to touch, feel, and test your product. It also gives you direct feedback and an opportunity to build customer relationships. Bring signage, samples, and business cards to make a memorable impression. Wholesale and B2B. Another sales option is selling wholesale to retailers. In this model, you sell your product in bulk at a discounted price, and the retailer sells it to the final customer. This helps you reach more people without managing each sale yourself. If your product suits other businesses, like custom packaging, office supplies, or health products, you can also sell B2B, business to business. Create professional pitch materials and reach out to stores or companies that align with your product. Conclusion: the sales channels you choose will shape how your customers discover and interact with your product. Start with one or two channels that align with your audience, then expand as you grow. The goal is to make it easy for customers to find, trust, and buy your product. And promoting your product. Why marketing matters. Creating a great product is only half the journey. Getting people to know about it is the other half. That's where marketing comes in. Marketing is the process of promoting your product to the right audience so they notice it, understand its value, and feel compelled to buy it. Without marketing, even the best products can go unnoticed. With the right marketing strategy, you can reach your ideal customers, build a loyal following, and increase your sales. Marketing also helps create awareness of your brand, builds trust, and positions you as a reliable solution to your customers' needs. Know your target audience. Before you start promoting, you need to clearly define who you are marketing to. This is your target audience, the specific group of people who are most likely to buy your product. Think about their age, gender, and location, their interests and lifestyle, the problems they face that your product solves, where they spend time online or in person. Understanding your audience helps you create marketing messages that speak directly to them. When people feel like a product gets them, they are far more likely to buy. Build your online presence. In today's digital world, your online presence is essential. Start with a professional website where visitors can learn about your product, your brand story, and how to buy. Include high-quality photos, testimonials, FAQs, and clear contact information. Next, set up social media profiles on platforms where your audience hangs out, like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Pinterest, or LinkedIn. Social media allows you to share updates and product launches, post engaging content, photos, videos, tips, interact with your community, build brand loyalty. Use a mix of content types, educational, entertaining, and promotional, to keep your followers interested without overwhelming them with sales messages. Email and content marketing. E-marketing is one of the most effective ways to stay connected with your audience. Start building an email list as early as possible by offering a freebie, like a discount or guide, in exchange for email addresses. Then, send regular newsletters with updates, promotions, and helpful tips. You can also use content marketing, blog posts, videos, tutorials, or guides to provide value to your audience while showcasing your expertise. For example, if you sell eco-friendly skincare, you could post articles about natural ingredients, self-care tips, or behind-the-scenes product creation. Influencers and advertising. Partnering with influencers or running paid ads can also help get your product in front of new audiences quickly. Choose influencers who align with your brand and have a genuine connection with their followers. When done right, influencer marketing can feel more authentic than traditional ads. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Google allow you to run targeted ads based on demographics, interests, and behavior. This ensures your message reaches the right people. Conclusion: marketing is not about pushing your product. It's about connecting with people, telling a compelling story, and showing how your product improves their lives. By choosing the right strategies and staying consistent, you can build a brand people love and keep launching your product. Planning the launch after months of hard work, the moment you've been waiting for is here. Launch day. But a successful product launch doesn't just happen. It requires strategy, preparation, and timing. A well-planned launch can help you make a big first impression, build momentum, and generate sales right away. Start by choosing your launch date carefully. Consider things like seasonal demand, upcoming holidays, or any major events in your niche. You don't want to launch when your audience is distracted or during a low-traffic period. Create a launch plan or calendar that outlines all your marketing activities leading up to the big day. Include teasers, countdowns, early access promotions, social media posts, email campaigns, and behind-the-scenes content to build anticipation. Building buzz before the launch. The key to a strong launch is getting people excited before the product becomes available. This is known as pre-launch marketing. You want your audience to feel like they're part of something special. Here are some effective ways to build pre-launch buzz. Teasers and sneak peeks. Show glimpses of your product without revealing everything. Behind-the-scenes content. Share your journey, packaging process, or the making of your product. Email waitlists. Invite people to sign up for early access or VIP pricing. Social media countdowns. Create a sense of urgency by counting down to launch day. Influencer collaborations. Partner with content creators to preview or review your product. All of this helps create a sense of curiosity and excitement, making people more likely to act when the product officially drops. Launch day execution. On launch day, make sure everything is ready and running smoothly. Your website or sales platform should be fully functional. Product pages should have clear descriptions, pricing, and beautiful images. Payment and checkout processes must be tested and secure. All marketing materials should go live: emails, social posts, videos, ads, etc. Use real-time engagement to connect with your audience. Go live on Instagram or Facebook, respond to comments, share customer feedback, and celebrate your first sales publicly. People love being part of a live experience. Also, be ready to track and monitor everything. Keep an eye on traffic, sales, social mentions, and customer support inquiries. This helps you adjust your messaging or fix any technical glitches quickly. Post-launch follow-up. Launching doesn't end when the product goes live. The days immediately after are just as important. Send thank you emails to your first customers, ask for reviews, and continue promoting the product. Gather feedback, improve if needed, and keep the momentum going with limited time offers, testimonials, or new content. Conclusion. A successful product launch creates excitement, builds trust, and sets the tone for your brand. With clear planning, audience engagement, and a confident execution strategy, your product can make a powerful entrance into the market. Customer service, and fulfillment. Handling your first orders. Once your product is launched and sales start rolling in, the next big responsibility is order management. This means tracking customer purchases, processing payments, and making sure orders are packed and shipped accurately and on time. If you're selling through an online marketplace like Etsy or Amazon, some of these tasks are automated. However, if you're running your own e-commerce store, you'll need to stay on top of things with tools like Shopify, WooCommerce, or order management software. Make sure you have a reliable system to track orders, email confirmations for customers, accurate inventory records, backup packaging materials. As your business grows, consider investing in automation tools or hiring help to avoid delays or mistakes. Efficient fulfillment. Fulfillment is the process of getting your product from your hands or warehouse to the customer's doorstep. Depending on your setup, there are 3 main fulfillment options. 1. Self-fulfillment. You handle everything: packing, labeling, and shipping. This gives you full control, but can be time-consuming. 2. Third-party logistics, 3PL. You partner with a fulfillment company that stores, packs, and ships your products. This is ideal if you want to scale quickly. 3. Drop shipping. Your supplier ships directly to the customer. You never hold inventory, but you have less control over packaging and delivery time. No matter which method you choose, ensure the shipping is fast, safe, and affordable. Offer tracking numbers and update customers proactively if there are any delays. Delivering great customer service. Good products bring customers in, but great customer service keeps them coming back. Treat every customer interaction as an opportunity to build trust and loyalty. Here are some best practices. Respond promptly to emails and messages. Be polite, clear, and solution-focused. Have a simple and fair return refund policy. Personalize your responses when possible. Always follow through on promises. Even if you face an unhappy customer, a positive and respectful response can turn things around and earn long-term respect. Also, ask satisfied customers to leave reviews or testimonials. They help boost your credibility and attract new buyers. Managing feedback and improvements. Customer feedback is a goldmine for growth. Pay attention to what people love and what they wish was better. Use this input to refine your product, improve packaging, or upgrade the buying experience. Actively listening to your customers makes them feel valued and helps you stay competitive in the market. Conclusion: managing orders, delivering on time, and supporting your customers well are all crucial parts of running a successful product-based business. When your customers feel cared for and confident in your service, they'll not only return, but they'll bring others with them and growing your product-based business. Why tracking matters. Once your product is launched and sales are coming in, the next important step is tracking your progress. This involves monitoring how your product is performing, how customers are responding, and how your business is growing. Without tracking, you're just guessing. With tracking, you're making smart, data-driven decisions. Start by defining your key performance indicators, KPIs, the numbers that tell you whether you're on the right track. Some essential KPIs include sales revenue, number of units sold, website traffic, conversion rate, how many visitors buy, customer acquisition cost, how much you spend to gain a customer, customer retention rate. Use tools like Google Analytics, Shopify reports, and social media insights to gather data. Make it a habit to review these metrics weekly or monthly to identify trends and opportunities. Learning from data tracking isn't just about numbers, it's about what those numbers mean. Are your sales increasing month by month? Which products are performing best? Where are your customers coming from? Use this data to make informed decisions. If a product sells well, consider creating variations or bundles. If customers are dropping off at checkout, improve your website experience. If your Instagram gets the most engagement, focus more content there. By understanding your business patterns, you can stop wasting time on things that don't work and double down on what does. Scaling your business. Once your systems are stable and your product is getting traction, it's time to scale. Scaling means growing your business without overwhelming yourself or compromising quality. Here are some smart ways to grow. Add new products. Based on customer feedback and trends, expand your product line. Improve production. Streamline your manufacturing or packaging processes to save time and money. Hire help. As tasks grow, consider hiring virtual assistants, customer service reps, or social media managers. Automate. Use software to automate emails, inventory tracking, or social media posting. Enter new markets. Sell on different platforms or ship internationally. Always grow at a pace that feels manageable. Don't lose sight of your brand's purpose and your customers' needs. Reinvent, refresh, repeat. Business is not a set-it-and-forget-it model. Trends change, customer preferences evolve, and new opportunities arise. Stay curious, stay updated, and be open to reinventing your approach. Run seasonal promotions, refresh your branding if needed, and continue to innovate. Conclusion: tracking your progress and focusing on growth helps you transform a small product idea into a sustainable business. With patience, planning, and persistence, you can build something meaningful that supports your lifestyle and impacts others.